Hello everyone. Today, we will continue discussing practical tips for creating charts. Following on from the previous tutorial video, in the previous tutorial, we learned that to create a chart, we can first select the data in the table, then, in the Insert tab, click on the type of chart we want to create, such as a bar chart. Excel will automatically set the range and intervals of the axes based on the values in the table. These intervals can be modified according to your needs. To modify the axis intervals, you can right-click on the axis and choose Format Axis here. You can customize the maximum and minimum values of the axis range. For example, I can set the maximum value to 5,000 and set the major unit of the scale to 1,000. If you want to display minor tick marks, you can specify their display type below. You can also change the unit of the minor tick marks. An interesting feature of bar charts is that you can use images to replace the rectangular bars and add some visual interest to your chart. After selecting the chart with the mouse, right-click and choose Format Data Series. Then, in the panel on the right, click on the Paint bucket and choose Picture or Texture Fill. With this, you can load external images through the Insert button below. Sometimes, you may find that certain images appear distorted. To fix this issue, you can change the display mode of the image to Stack, which uses the original aspect ratio of the images for arrangement. Alternatively, you can apply the setting of Stack and Scale Width, which allows you to specify the unit represented by each eraser. For example, I can specify it as 1000. Okay, now that we have covered bar charts, let's talk about other common types of charts. First, the pie chart is commonly used to describe the relative proportions of data. For example, if I want to understand the sales percentages of all products in January, I can select the range A1 to B5 and click on Pie Chart in the Insert tab. In an instant, a beautiful pie chart is created. If you want to compare data for March, you can first select the product names in A1 to A5. Then hold down the Control key and select the For Transactions for March. You can create a pie chart for this month in the Insert tab. Furthermore, if you want to label the percentages on the pie chart, you can click on a chart element in the top left corner of the ribbon and choose Data Labels. Then click on Data Callout to add it. You can even highlight a specific group of data within the pie chart by clicking on the entire chart with the mouse, and then clicking again to select an individual section. You can drag it out and apply visual effects like shadow in the Format tab. Next, let's talk about line charts. Line charts are great for observing the high and low variations of values over time. To create a line chart, we similarly select the data in the table and click on Line Chart in the Insert tab. If you want to label the values on the line chart, you can click on a chart element in the ribbon and add Data Labels, or simply click on the plus button on the right side of the chart and check the Data Labels option. In addition, if you want to compare the trends of multiple data at the same time, you can refer to a function similar to a line chart called Trend Chart. Here's how. First, select the blank column on the right side of the table. Go to the Insert tab and click on Line Trend Chart. Then, select the values within the table. Click OK. Excel provides some display options for trend charts, such as high points, low points, last points, and more. You can even switch the chart type to column if desired. To delete the trend chart, you need to click the Clear button in the toolbar. Using the regular delete key won't be able to remove the trend chart. As for the scatter chart, it is suitable for comparing the relationship between two sets of values. It is commonly used in engineering, statistics, and scientific experiment reports. In the scatter chart, you can set the display of the trend line to help predict the future direction of data. If you need different types of trend lines, you can open the drop-down menu on the right side. Click on More Options and find more settings related to the trend line. Lastly, let's talk about the radar chart. The radar chart was originally common in financial analysis, but it can also be used to compare the performance of multiple categories. To create a radar chart, select the data in the table and click on Radar Chart in the Insert tab. Excel provides different subtypes for radar charts, such as filled radar charts with markers, and more. The last type of chart we want to look at is actually a combination of two different charts. It is best suited for comparing data of different natures, such as quantity and price. It is also well suited for situations where there is a significant difference in values between the data. In the current table, you will find that using a regular column chart makes it difficult to represent the variation in quantity data. Therefore, we can switch to a combination chart. The combination chart comes with a secondary axis, so even when dealing with data with significant value differences, it can be easily presented on the same chart. Alright, that's all for today's discussion on Excel charts. We'll talk about it next time. Goodbye, and take care.